Hello and SOS from Desert Island, the podcast where we imagine ourselves stranded on a desert island and have to choose what 3 items we'd bring with us from a different category each episode. I'm Alex, and with me are my co-hosts, Mitch and Justin. If the eyes are the windows to the soul, and the movie is our life, then we are the directors of our own islands. That's right, we're talking directors today. Guys, as tropical filmmakers yourselves, what genre of film is your island?
First off, hello. It's great to see you both. I'm already voting you off based on that intro, so
Okay.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Got it. My job is done.
Yeah, cool. I don't know that I have a genre for my island. I think, it's the overall movie is Don't Die because we're stuck on the island, and it's maybe a survival horror in that capacity, but that's kind of the general theme I'm thinking for now.
I was definitely feeling disaster film as soon as you asked the question, so I think that tsunamis washing out the island every other day.
Okay.
Torrential downpours and rain, for sure. And it's going to be Sufferfest.
This is not the island I want to be on. Yeah, we are talking directors today. We will pick 3 directors and get their entire filmographies. And this is only... Is it films or TV? What are we talking here? We had some discussions before we got on about what counts.
Yeah, I think it's anything that they specifically have directed. So if you...
Okay.
Picked an episode, they directed an episode of a TV show, you don't get the whole series that they did not direct as well too.
Okay, you get that one random CSI that they directed.
Right, correct.
Okay,
Yes.
Great. Yeah, what were your thoughts on choosing this week? Because I went back and forth. So I ended up exactly where I started. These were the 3 that I thought I would pick, and I tried to mix it up. I tried to pull some new ones in, and I just ended up where I started.
I knew mine right away.
Uh-huh.
And then the longer I sat on it, and the more I thought about it, the more I knew I was wrong with my initial picks.
Interesting.
And so on the shared spreadsheet, of course, I put in my picks, and I'm like, I'm baked, I'm ready to go, let's do it. And you gave me too much time, and I got in my own head, so the list has revised, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, mine were pretty straightforward. I feel like at least 2 of them I knew immediately that I was going to go with these, and the third one I kind of floated back just based on the total filmography. I was thinking about gaming this a little bit and trying to pick a director that would cover like 1 million episodes of a TV show that would be like get me through all of it.
I thought about it too.
But I'm like, I don't know that I want to go down that route. I'd rather have stuff that I directionally like across the board.
Yeah, I think we did a good job of not trying to game the system of keeping in the spirit of what this is. So we don't give Justin even more time to change his picks again. Let's just get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to give my Desert Island director's picks first. So let's rip the Band-Aid off. I wore my bright yellow Uma Thurman A6 trainers. I'm picking Quentin Tarantino. I'm not going to talk about Quentin Tarantino as a person because he is not someone I would want on this island with me for any length of time. It sounds kind of just like maybe not my friend, generally.
Sure.
But goddamn, I love his movies.
He's pretty insufferable as a human being. But
Yeah.
you do both love feet, so I think that's a translation 1-to-1 there too. So that makes
Shoes,
sense.
not feet.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little different then.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Tarantino above probably any other filmmaker that I am very familiar with. I think has a style just so uniquely his own. His movies, I'm never immersed enough in the movies to take me out of the fact that I'm watching a movie, which I kind of like. It's like, oh, this is just filmmaking. It's stylized. The dialogue is almost too tight. It's almost too good to be natural sometimes. And I think a lot of other directors that takes me out of it, but for whatever reason, Tarantino combines everything that hits me just right. And when your 6th best movie is something like Django Unchained, how do you not make it?
yeah. I think his front to back filmography, it hits. There's nothing bad in there. It's very distinctly Tarantino. He has his own style, and to your point, it doesn't take you out of it, and you're definitively watching a Tarantino movie too.
Yes.
What are your standout moments with Tarantino? Because when you love somebody's entire collection, there still has to be highs and lows. So what is the apex of what he's put out for you?
I think as That's a good question. I think there's scenes in a lot of movies where I'm just like, oh wow, this scene is. I could just watch this scene on YouTube 4 times in a row and not get tired of it. And I think the bar scene, the basement bar scene in Inglourious Basterds, is right up there. I think the opening scene in Inglourious Basterds, where you're introduced to Christoph Waltz's character, is right up there. There's a couple that I recall from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where Leo is acting in whatever show he's on. What is that show he's on? Gunsmoke or something like that. Anyway, and the little girl says that was the best acting I've ever seen. Love that scene. God, I mean, Kill Bill, the Bride versus the Crazy 88s. I mean, there's so many apexes, and like Mitch mentioned, not a lot of lows. I think overall it's pretty solid.
Do you think his best days are behind him, and he's going to struggle to find the proper actors looking forward, and will that limit what you get to see on your island going forward? Because for listeners, we do get to take in anything new that they produce. It's going to magically produce.
No,
we
absolutely
don't.
not.
Wait, whoa.
We're on an island. We can't
Hold
get
on.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
It will automatically appear if he puts out something
Absolutely
new, because you
will
get
not.
their entire collection.
100%.
How do you know?
Up until this point in time.
How do you know? God, I don't want to give anything away. How do we know Quentin Tarantino isn't gonna release the best television show
He might.
in history and direct every single episode? You can't do that. You can't.
No,
you can't have a future stuff that it doesn't.
It doesn't
exist
change
yet.
my question. Do you think his best work is always going to be behind him?
Well, yes, it is 100% because he has said so many times that he's only going to make 10 films, and he's made 9. So he according to Tarantino, he has 1 film left. I don't think it will ever be an issue getting the right actors to work with him. I don't think anyone is going to balk at being in a Tarantino movie. I mean, his last one had Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt as the leads.
Well, yeah, but that was before he started cutting into actors that he's never worked with before.
I think Hollywood is also a place where no one cares, just wants to work.
Very short memories.
If Paul Dano is offered the lead, he's taking it.
Yeah.
You think?
Yes.
I mean,
with an apology letter or without it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, that's behind the scenes.
I mean, Roman Polanski and Woody Allen have had long careers despite being known creeps. So
fair. It was just a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, it is up until this point in time when we bring on the island.
I mean, we can't give if someone were to pick Denis Villeneuve, you don't get the future Bond movies he's making. Okay, so I've got Tarantino. I feel like we could talk about this for a while. I love him. My wife's favorite movie, one of her favorite movies is Kill Bill. So it's one of the few DVDs we own. We went as the bride and Go-Go for Halloween a few years ago. It's great.
Who were you in that? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was the bride. We'll see if I can dig a picture up for show notes.
Oh, we have it. That's fine. We'll get it over.
Need 'em.
Yeah. Okay.
Need 'em.
Okay. I'm gonna move on to my second pick, and I'm hoping you'll allow this because it's kind of 2 picks. I'm picking the Coen brothers.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
the caveat is I'm not picking any of their stuff that they did on their own. It's just them together.
Only get their
only
works.
the together.
Okay.
I'm not picking any of the stuff that they've released since they kind of went their separate ways a couple years ago.
I don't know that I can tell you anything they've done separately at this point anyways.
I can tell you one is called Honey Don't, and let me tell you, Honey Don't Watch It.
Oh.
The Coens have been releasing movies since Blood Simple in 1984, and they kind of have a style of their own as well, but I think it varies a little bit more than Tarantino. Some of their movies are the funniest shit I've ever seen. Like The Big Lebowski is maybe the funniest movie of all time. Burn After Reading, which is kind of an underrated Coen Brothers movie. Fargo is, it's all hilarious stuff, but it's also very, it tells a great story, and it's shot amazingly, and it looks great, and the dialogue is great, and at the risk of saying great too many times, I have no notes. What do you guys think of the Coens?
Love them. When I saw them on your list, I was like, damn it, I should pick this one. I wanted to pick this one because it's so good. Yeah, I don't know, they have so such a range of movies they've made that I've loved. I think No Country for Old Men is probably one of my favorites as well, and
Got their Oscar for that, right?
I think so.
I think
yeah, and that was one that looking forward onto an episode of Books or Back, or I don't know what it was. Time isn't real, so who cares? The Cormac McCarthy novel should have made it onto that list as well too, because it's so good. But and Lebowski is probably one of my favorite movies. So I digress. Great choice all around.
Yeah. The Dude, what do you think?
I think it's a great pick. I mean, the first thing I was going to ask, you answered on your own, and that was, are you including their solo work? Which you're not. So I sign off on the pick. I like it.
Yeah.
On the topic of solo work, did you ever see, and we can check this online because I'm 99% confident in the story, Bill Murray was the voice of Garfield in one of the animated movies. And
Okay.
the story is apparently he thought it's directed by someone either named Ethan Coen or Joel Coen, I want to say. And he signed on to the script thinking that it was one of the Coen brothers, and then didn't realize till later on that it wasn't, which is very funny.
Kind of
That is amazing.
I
classic.
don't know if it's
Bill.
apocryphal, but he has told that story before, apparently. So
That's amazing.
yeah.
Another thing about the Coens that I really like is, and this is maybe just me not being well versed enough in enough filmmakers, but I feel like I saw a lot of actors in their films for the first time. Like this was the first time I had seen Oscar Isaac in anything. Well, I think I saw him in Drive, I guess, but this is the first like
Which
leading
one did you see him
man.
in for the
He was
first time?
inside Llewyn Davis. Let's see. No Country for Old Men. I think that was the first time I saw Javier Bardem in anything. I know he's been in stuff before, but it's just they bring the best out of people in a way that kind of elevates them to this new next level.
Totally.
Yeah. So Coen Brothers, special place in my heart, and they are my second pick. For my third and final pick, I am going with Steven Soderbergh, who is probably most famous for Magic Mike? Question mark?
This was the pick for you, wasn't it? You had that on your you have that on your movies on a desert island too, don't you?
I
got
don't
my
think it
eye
would
on
quite
you,
make the
Alex.
cut, but Magic Mike is great. It's either the Ocean's movies or Magic Mike
I
are
think
probably what he's like most famous for.
I think it's the Ocean movies for sure. I mean,
Okay.
I think
I agree.
That
I
was
agree.
way bigger for sure. But I see what you're saying as well.
Yeah.
So
He's been making movies since '89 with Sex, Lies, and Videotape. He kind of focuses on like heists and thrillers and character studies, and I absolutely love his movies. Fun fact: he was nominated for 2 Academy Awards. Do you know what those movies are for, or what movies he was nominated for?
As director,
As
I
director.
would guess it's probably Sex Lies.
No.
No. Well, I'm not going to take another stab at it then because I'm going to be wrong.
is it? It's Traffic.
It is Traffic. It's
Yeah.
Traffic and Aaron Brockovich.
There we go. Yeah.
The same year.
Oh, you know what? I didn't
Really?
know he did
Yeah.
Brockovich.
Yeah.
I didn't even register in my brain.
Yeah, so the 2000 Academy Awards, 5 director nominees, and he took 2 of them.
Yep.
And he won with Traffic. With Steven Soderbergh, I also get a couple TV series that I have not seen but are kind of interesting to me. One is The Nick, which has Clive Owen in it. It's supposed to be great.
Okay.
He do the whole series?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. He's also shot 2 films on an iPhone,
Huh.
which I thought was really interesting. I haven't seen them. One is High Flying Bird. I can't remember what the other one is. But I mean, Justin, you went to film school, right? Do you have some filmmaking?
Well, I went to art school.
Art school,
and
excuse me.
Made films there, but I wouldn't say that I went to or film school. So.
Have you did you shoot anything on your phone? I mean, iPhones were not really.
Are you fucking with me right now? No, I didn't. We didn't even have cameras on our phones. I don't
didn't pull
even
your
remember
BlackBerry?
having a phone.
Okay.
All right.
I forgot how old you are. Sorry.
It was like a Nokia with the Snake game on it.
Okay.
So no, we were
You
using the
didn't- you
big
didn't-
heavy
Okay.
camera equipment. I didn't.
You
Get to
didn't
film on a
rotary
phone.
dial like
Yeah.
856 and it pulled up the camera.
Yeah.
No, I had one of those though too. But
What was your annual flashbulb budget in college?
Jesus, no, I did not film anything on my phone. Had that been an option though, that would have been really, really neat.
Yeah, he used a special lens or like a lens adapter for it. But in an interview, he said it really allowed him to get much more intimate and like into spaces that you couldn't get with a big camera that's usually used. Probably like Christopher Nolan, I imagine, has like a tank for his camera. Steven Soderbergh is also like really prolific, not like Tarantino or the Coens, where the movies are few and far between. Like he released 2 movies last year. He's just cranking them out.
It's going.
Yeah.
What did you release last year?
Presence, which is kind of this ghost story, and I think it's told from the perspective of the ghost almost. And then Black Bag, which is this kind of spy whodunit. It's really good. It's like an hour and 20 minutes or something. It's like really tight, but really good. Michael Fassbender's in it. Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel good about my picks. I toyed with like Bong Joon-ho, who did Parasite among others, Snowpiercer.
Yep.
But he was the only one who was really kind of close without stepping on toes.
Does he make the cut for you if he doesn't do the Oceans movies?
Soderbergh?
Yeah.
Probably not.
So that weighed heavily on your choice?
Yeah, I mean, Ocean's 11 is fantastic.
Great.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I'm
Yeah.
just curious how much weight you put into arguably his most famous work.
No, that's totally fair. I think that definitely weighed heavily, and I think that also bought him a lot of goodwill in Hollywood and allowed him to do some of the more experimental stuff after that I really like, that if he didn't get Oceans, maybe he doesn't get to do.
Funny how making Hollywood a ton of money gets you more opportunity. So
It's crazy. Yeah. Okay, so my picks: Quentin Tarantino, the Coen Brothers, Steven Soderbergh. And before I kick it over to Justin, one thing that I didn't tell you guys that I wanted to do is if you were to organize a double feature on your island with each of these filmmakers, what 2 movies of theirs would you show back to back? So I'll kick this off and give you some time to think about it while you go. And I mean, Quentin Tarantino, the easy answer is Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. But I think he views that as one film. So if I'm not doing that, then I think I'm going Inglourious Bastards and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Coen Brothers, it's Fargo, it's The Big Lebowski. I think that's pretty easy. And then Steven Soderbergh, this one is pretty tough. I think there's a lot of things you can choose from, but I'm going to go with Out of Sight and Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
I like that pick, last one.
That's good.
I heard your question wrong, so I thought you were going to say just pick a double feature and I could combine any 2 movies.
If that's how you want to take it, you do it.
So that's the role I'm going to go.
Okay, I like it.
I'm going to go... I'm picturing a drive-in movie theater on my deserted island.
Yes, exactly.
Let's go Fargo, and I'm going to wash it down with Inglourious Bastards.
Okay.
I would do... I'm going to keep it... I'm going to stick with the Coen Brothers for both of this because there's not enough in Tarantino that I want to show regularly. Oh man, this is tough. Yeah, I would do No Country for Old Men followed by Lebowski. Want something that like really digs into you, and then you get Lebowski to bring you right back up.
Yeah, you're riding that roller coaster.
Palate cleanse before you go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Justin's picks.
Cool.
And we're back. Going to kick it over to Justin to talk about his Desert Island Directors.
I went all over the place here. My initial answer when we first decided on the topic is the only one that like stayed on there from the start. I knew it was going to make it. No reservations about it, and that was Martin Scorsese.
Yep.
I call him the GOAT. He's got all of my favorite movies of all time. Known for Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, Cape Fear, Goodfellas, Gangs of New York, The Wolf of Wall Street. Won his Oscar for The Departed. Has some funky offerings like Shutter Island. If you look this guy up on IMDb, he has, of his 26 full-length films, 7 of them are on IMDb's 250 movies you must watch list, and that is tied for first of anybody.
Yeah.
And it's just because he comes out swinging every single time. Maybe similar to Tarantino, Alex, in the kind of the filmmaker's filmmaker.
Okay.
He wants to come in and do something groundbreaking, different, something you haven't seen before. He's a master of crime, and he kind of also, in American film, was one of the like founders, or I don't know, early forefathers of doing like prosthetic gore.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you look at 76 Taxi Driver, that scene at the end where Travis Bickle's mowing his way through all the pimps to save Jodie Foster, when he shoots that guy in the hand and everything explodes, and he shoots that other guy in the face and it starts oozing blood. All of those things really hadn't been done in American cinema like that.
You're telling us he actually shot those people?
Yes,
Yeah.
That's how they got it to look so terribly fake when you look back upon it. So I like the creativity in his storytelling. I like that in 6 decades of making movies, he's still trying to find new and innovative ways to tell his stories, and doesn't really hold back in his approach to storytelling. Definitely a let me show you the story versus tell you the story. That's what movie making's all about.
It really is amazing he's still going strong and making the movies that he's choosing to make. Like he's 83, and just a couple of years ago made Killers of the Flower Moon, which it doesn't seem like it was an easy shoot by any means. So I respect that. That's amazing.
Well, and think about The Irishman. What is that movie, like 18 and a half hours long?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
He commits. It's like watching Conan eat hot ones, wings on hot ones, where he commits to the bit, and it goes all the way through. So, Mitch, thoughts?
Yeah, this is another one that I considered on my list and saw it on yours and thought, well, damn it, that's a good choice. Yeah, he has so much range. There's so many of his movies that I love. I mean, Goodfellas is one of my favorite movies because I'm, a generic white guy, and I have to say that at some point in time. Also got some underrated ones in there. I think one of my favorites of his that I don't know that pops up on people's radars is The Color of Money. Like, I think one of Tom Cruise's best performances. I think Paul Newman won an Oscar for it as well too. Yeah, it's so good. I mean, there's so many things in there so many things in his movies that I just absolutely love.
Yeah, Alex, you talked about drawing the best out of people, right? I mean, you think about the amount of Oscars for performing actors and actresses that have taken home hardware on Oscar night.
Yeah.
He has so many, and it's kind of funny to me at this point that he's won for The Departed and doesn't have stacks of
it's crazy
of Oscars of his
criminal
own.
Really.
Yeah.
I think
pick one.
Yeah, I mean, I think this pick would have felt at home on any of our lists.
Yep.
I think there's so many that we all love or admire, and I think a lot of them are very rewatchable too. Like I could watch, picking at random, Shutter Island, every month for a year and not be too sad about it.
That's a really great underrated movie. Like I
It
know
is.
that people that are fans say, "Oh, that's an awesome movie," but there's a lot of people that haven't seen that, and they maybe don't know it's even Scorsese or don't care.
Yeah.
But like that's a good lead-off movie to go see of his. And if you're not familiar with his work, I would probably point you to like The Departed, just because I think it's so solid from front to back. It gives you an easy taste, like kind of an ease in for.
Definitely the most accessible
Yeah,
for someone who's just getting into it.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's your favorite?
Probably Taxi Driver or Cape Fear.
Okay.
Both of those stand out to me. I'm also a massive De Niro fan, so that's a hard one for me to skip over that. I'm going to probably get cut by both of you for this take, but Goodfellas is on his lower third for me of favorite movies. Not best, because I agree it's a well done movie. I just personally feel it's a bit overrated.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, for me, Goodfellas is just a movie that if it's on TV, I'm watching it. I don't care what else is on. I'm putting it on at that point. But I totally think that's a fair take.
Yeah. I want to give a little love to Gangs of New York, which is incredible. At least, I can't remember if it's the first third or the last third that I am a little lukewarm on, but like most of that movie is some of the best acting I've ever seen.
I mean, that's a great call out. I think about the performances that stand out in that movie, and to be the person that visualizes that and knows, I want it to look like this. I need these people to behave like that, and he nails it. That's why he's the GOAT to me.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good call.
Yeah, great pick.
All right, pick number 2. We're going to go a different direction here, and that's with Christopher Nolan. This one popped on the list. It fell off the list. It popped back on the list, and about an hour before filming or recording this, it finalized and made the list. So,
I think we should have given you another hour.
Yeah, Scorsese would have fallen off.
Think about it more.
Yeah. Nolan, obviously extremely well known for the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, Oppenheimer, Dunkirk, The Prestige, Memento, Insomnia, Interstellar. I know that's one of Mitch's favorite movies. Yeah. He also has quite a few pretty acclaimed movies that I haven't seen yet. So I would still have some new stuff in there to watch. I haven't seen Oppenheimer or Dunkirk, but I'd like to. So
both are great.
That's interesting. I have not seen either of those either.
Really?
But that was
Stop the podcast. We're watching them now.
Let's
go.
Yep. No, hit pause for the next couple hours. One of the biggest reasons I ended up settling on Nolan was his movies really make me think. I think if I'm seriously on a desert island, you're going to be lost in your own thoughts. Film being my favorite medium is the place I like to do that, and having somebody that challenges me to think, what was the real outcome of that? What did he mean by this or that? That's ultimately what I'd be looking for. Think about the end of Inception with the classic spinning top, right? Did it topple? Did it wobble?
Yes.
Did it stay? Yeah, like that's the debate, right? One of my favorite movies of his that I don't think gets a ton of love is The Prestige. This is one that I was telling my wife that she should definitely get on board with watching, because I think that's got one of the all-time great movie twists.
It does
at the end. That I won't spoil for everybody that haven't seen it. But thoughts on the pick, guys?
I know you are a Christopher Nolan fan, Mitch. Go ahead.
Yeah, this again another one that would have been on my list as well too, and I debated. I mean, clearly it's not, and I debated it as well. I think it's a great pick. The only I realize that I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and this will counter one of my picks as well too. Love them. All the movies are very intense, which can be a good thing, but from the sake of being on a desert island, not having something else mixed in there made me go a little bit back and forth. But like front to back, his whole filmography is stellar.
Yeah, he on that IMDb 250, right? He also had quite a few must-watches on there. It was like 5 or 6.
That's impressive, because he only has like a dozen films?
It's
15, something like that?
11 or 12 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even think it was that many, but I like what your comment on that, Mitch, because Scorsese and Nolan, they're different, dark, but pretty dark, and I'll discuss that on my third pick. But,
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Christopher Nolan fan. I think the first half of his career, before he went kind of nuclear, pun intended.
In Oppenheimer?
Yeah. No, I think the first half of his career is really, really interesting. He did some films that I really like, and the first 2 of the Batman trilogy, love. Dark Knight Rises is a piece of shit. That movie sucks.
Yeah, it's not great.
And I didn't like Interstellar. So, yeah, after Inception was pretty good. So Dark Knight is the peak of his powers, in my opinion. Then Inception was... I did like Inception, and I know a lot of people love that movie, and that was, a huge commercial and critical success. And after The Dark Knight Rises and then Interstellar, I was just a little let down, and so I have not seen a movie of his since Interstellar. I will be seeing The Odyssey.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone in the world is going to see that movie.
Sure.
And don't want to be left out. So yeah, I'm willing to jump back in, but yeah, I've been out for a little while.
I tend to agree with you. His best work like he was getting better, and then I don't think he dropped off as hard as maybe you're talking about, but last few movies that I've seen is like, okay, I gotcha. You definitely know how to make interesting movies, but you are losing me just a little bit. That said, the couple of the newer ones I haven't seen yet.
Oppenheimer's fantastic. It will change the way you think about him as a director.
I'll give it a chance.
Yeah.
And he is a writer as well, so like he's written a lot of these movies, I think, with his brother a lot of times.
Yeah.
It just seems like he got a little too big for what he set out to do, if that makes sense. Like he was writing these like really interesting and kind of novel films like Memento and Following and Insomnia, and then it just got, he's getting all this money thrown at him, and there's probably a little too many cooks in the kitchen situation. So yeah, I think he's probably making films not necessarily for himself anymore. And I say this as a poor person, so I will do art for money.
Sure.
Like I'll draw whatever you want.
That's the
Done.
dream.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing this. This is our. This is money.
Good point.
So,
yeah, good point.
We're a bunch of creatives,
Yeah.
making our voices heard.
Yeah.
Right. So I shouldn't talk too much trash about that. But
I do want to talk Dark Knight Rises though, because you said that movie's a piece of shit.
yeah.
Heard. I don't know if this is true or not. I kind of hope that it's true because I think it would have rounded out the series beautifully. I've just had a hard time validating if it's true. After Heath Ledger died in The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises came out, they were talking about how the idea that Nolan had was Harley Quinn shows up, busts him out of Arkham. You get kind of the full picture of his background and her background, only to discover at the very, very end that she was Ra's al Ghul's daughter and that he was banished from the League of Shadows because he wasn't right or whatever for him, and it didn't really have as much to do with Bane. He was a secondary character.
Oh, interesting. Was it still going to be Marion Cotillard?
I don't know. That was
Okay.
just the plot that I had seen laid out, and I'm like, that sounds really fucking
That's pretty
awesome.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had that gone down that way.
That is really interesting. And I mean, with Heath Ledger's tragic death and everything, I know that The Dark Knight Rises that's hard to follow The Dark Knight, no matter what the story ended up being.
Totally.
So
Oh.
maybe I should cut him a little slack.
No, you don't got to.
But yeah, I mean, you couldn't understand Bane. No, I'm not. I don't want to yuck your yum too much, but
No, you're not yucking my yum. I actually appreciate the take on it.
Batman climbing out of the well, like he can just do it all of a sudden. Like,
Yeah. I disagree about Bane. I think he's a great villain. Love Tom Hardy. I think he crushed it. But other points are.
thank you for hearing me.
Yeah.
No,
sorry.
I love it.
You were heard.
Great talk.
You were heard.
All right, let's talk my third and final pick. So I'm gonna go light on my last pick. This one jumped on pretty early. Again, kind of bounced off, came back on. This pick is primarily out of nostalgia, needing a place again on an island. Again, we talked about cold, tsunamis coming through. I need that warmth in my heart, and that's going to come through the pick of Robert Zemeckis. Back to the Future trilogy, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Death Becomes Her, Castaway, Forrest Gump. He's my comfort food. All of these movies I grew up with, they all make me feel really, really good. Castaway is kind of the ironic pick in that scenario. I might not find it as enjoyable in that situation.
It's a little too close to home.
For a long time, Back to the Future was like my go-to movie forever. Even without the sequels, I think the sequels are very solid, but that first movie really, really is excellent all the way through. And then I can't not talk about one of my favorite all-time movies, which is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, filmed in that old detective film noir, creatively integrating animation. I mean, it was so ahead of its time in the way that it had live action and animated characters seamlessly interacting with each other. And then on Halloween, you've always got Death Becomes Her, and you got to get a little Meryl Streep in there for, she's the goat for actors. So I think that's an enjoyable, lighthearted movie as well. So thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was a great pick. It was one. When I first saw it, and I'm looking over his filmography right now, there's so much that I've forgotten that he's done in there as well. Contact is one of my favorite movies. That's a huge one in there. What Lies Beneath is also so good. Great.
Oh my god, I can't even believe I didn't bring that up.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that movie. What year did that come out? 2000?
2000.
Yes.
Yeah. Right before Castaway.
Yeah, so I saw that in the theater. I was still in high school, and we had like a group of like 16 people. I've never been to a movie with that many people before, and I don't know if it was just like the energy of the place, but like the jumps and the screams and the lean backs in the seat. That movie stands out in my memory. I can't even believe I didn't bring that up.
Yeah.
But that was one of those movie-going moments that I'll never forget. So,
Have you seen The Polar Express?
I have seen The Polar Express.
Have you seen Here?
I have not.
Okay. I bring those two up because I wanted to talk a little bit about some of his style, and those two in particular are kind of animated. Here looks like it has some
I'm pretty sure
AI.
Polar Express is very animated.
Yeah, Here has some.
I'm not familiar with
It's
that
like
work at all.
generative artificial intelligence technology. It says they're using like face swap technology and like de-aging and all that stuff. I don't know how I feel about that kind of stuff. Like the Polar Express kind of fell into that uncanny valley zone where it looked a little too real to be animated, but not real enough. I don't know. How do you feel about that one?
Man, this is probably a deeper question than we have time for, but I agree with the AI piece. I don't really prescribe to making things look as real as possible that aren't real if it doesn't enhance the story. For instance, I think that doing the Polar Express in a semi-animated fashion like that to make it look real was to add to the story. Let's show the things that we can't show without it's all either going to be CGI and look fake with a real actor, or we just do it all.
Yeah.
That way. James Cameron's done it perfectly with Avatar, right? Like you take and you integrate real people and you use the technology to enhance the story, because without that you can't really do it. But like creating fake actors and doing it just because you can, I don't really like that. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. And to be clear, I don't think that's what I'm not familiar with Here either. It is Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, Paul Bettany, digital de-aging. It looks like, but I'm looking at the poster and it just looks now, pretty AI.
Saying that, okay, this is a movie. I think this is the one that was all filmed in one room, right? Over the course of this couple's, I have not seen it, but I remember hearing about this. It's all filmed in one room,
Yep.
and it's their life together and everything that happens in that room. I think that this actually leans more into what I'm talking about, and support is if you do it to enhance the story, to show the story that you want to tell, then it works for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm curious to see it now.
We'd like to call out that the Rotten Tomato score on that is 36%.
Yeah, I'll probably. I love a terrible movie, so I'll check it out more out of curiosity at this point.
You were talking about the 250 that are essential viewing. I mean, I have to imagine Back to the Future is on that list. Do you know?
I would guess, honestly, I didn't even look it up. I think a part of the reason I didn't look it up was I knew he was going on the list. Like he was there, he wasn't there, but like
you don't have to justify this action.
I just don't think I did, because I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't care if all of his movies are 10% Rotten Tomatoes. They're the movies that I definitely want to watch.
Yeah, it's your 10% Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah. So here's a question I have for you both. My dog is Marty, named after Marty McFly, and I'd love to have a dog named Emmett, because I think that would be just a fitting couple. My question is, what fictional characters would you name a pet after? Does anything stand out to you that you think would make for a good dog, cat, lizard name?
Yeah. To answer your question, Justin, yeah, my wife and I have kind of a running list of future pet potential names. My favorite is Lemon, which is named after Liz Lemon from 30 Rock.
Beautiful.
So I can just say, "Good God, Lemon."
Yeah.
But I've heard that a lot. So it's not original.
I don't know any.
I've heard a
any
lot of
animals
dogs named Lemon.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Mitch?
I don't know. I think it would depend on the dog. I've always kind of wanted some kind of brown dog with lots of long hair that looks like Chewbacca, so I can call it Chewie as well.
That's a great dog name.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk close cuts at the end?
Yeah, let me
'Cause I can wrap
hit us
up.
with your double feature. You can do one for the entirety, or
Obviously, The Dark Knight Rises and here are going to be my. I kid. That is so tough. I'm going to do it the way you did it, Alex. I'm going to go with each director.
okay.
So I will go with Taxi Driver into Cape Fear for Scorsese. Christopher Nolan, I'm going to go The Prestige.
Love that movie.
Into Memento. And then Zemeckis, I'm going to go with Who Framed Roger Rabbit into the original Back to the Future.
Nice. I've got it. Okay,
Yeah,
so
go
I'm
ahead.
I'm gonna do kind of how you did the first one with mine. I'm just gonna go across all three directors. I'm doing a double feature, and it's gonna be about as weird as I can imagine here. I'm going Shutter Island and Memento.
Awesome.
Just
Fuck me up.
Awesome.
Just
Yeah.
really ruining your night.
Yep,
That-
yep.
yeah.
He's not sleeping that night. He's
Yeah.
going to be wrecked.
Yeah, I'm gonna go kind of with curveballs in here. I'm gonna do Batman Begins into Contact because why not?
Why not?
Why
You
not?
got the time.
Yeah, right. I got nothing else going on. Take me off of this island mentally through these movies.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. All right,
There you have it, fellas.
yeah.
Those are my
You-
picks.
Wait, you mentioned you had a close cut. Who didn't make the cut?
Up until, I guess, an hour and a half ago now, it was Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that on your list.
Yeah, let's go back in time. Let's live in that time.
Yeah. Well, and look, the reason he originally was on there first off is same reason. Like he's Scorsese. His movies are incredible. Talking about Seven Samurai, Yojimbo, and he really changed Japanese film. And I wanted him on my list so bad because of watching movies that would be a challenge. And anytime you're watching something that's a foreign film, you have to read a lot and keep up with it. It challenges you different. But stuck on an island for all of time, watching the movies like that, I needed more stuff that I'm deeply familiar with and comfortable with. So as much as I wanted to, and I do know he had tied for the number one spot of most movies to watch on the 250 on IMDb. So I did sacrifice that, but great director.
Nice. Yeah. I was going to say the upside is that you would probably learn Japanese like within the first year or two.
Crossed my mind.
But if you're on this desert island forever, like what's it matter?
Yeah,
Depends on where the island is and who might show up.
no one.
Yeah, no, I can tell you that no one is showing up.
Showing up.
Damn.
You might get a beach ball show or volleyball show up that you talk to, but you know.
You might.
That's it.
All right. Well, those are some great picks. We're going to take another quick break, and then we'll be back with Mitch's list.
Cool.
And we're back. Throwing it over to Mitch. What's up with your desert island?
All right, I've got a pretty wide-ranging list here, and the third one you'll know it, but there's some interesting caveats that you get into this director as well too.
Okay.
So, started off, we've got, I mean, we got the GOAT. We got Mr. Steven Spielberg over here. He has done. Thank you.
The necessary apply.
Yep.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it's all subjective, but this is the right pick.
I was stunned that none of you picked this before I did, so I'm very happy with this. So again, you know him from Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., all the Indiana Jones movies, Empire of the Sun, Hook, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, Amistad, Saving Private Ryan, Minority Report, AI, Catch Me If You Can. I'm just going to pause it there because I can keep going. But
No, go on a little longer.
yeah, okay. In 1953, he made. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, you get everything with Steven Spielberg. There's so many classic movies in here. He doesn't touch just one genre. He's been making movies for forever, so you get really a whole lifetime of eras to focus on, and you get so much cool stuff that's in here. So it was a no-brainer for me to pick this one. So
Yeah, I mean, this could be all of the directors. You could go with just Steven Spielberg
Correct.
movies. I think it'd be fine.
yeah, you could do decades of Steven
Yeah.
Spielberg's movies, and you'd be set.
Some of my favorite films of all time. I mean, we've done movies. I don't know when that's getting released, but I think at least one and maybe two were like right there in my top 5 or 6.
Yeah. There again, there's so much in there that's good. I think if and when that's released, you might hear about Jurassic Park that comes up there at some point in time, and that's one of my favorites as well. But again, there's so much in here that's so good overall.
So taking Jurassic Park out of it, because we're all super fans, right? What are some of your like lesser talked about Steven Spielberg movies where you're like, that's one people just don't celebrate its excellence enough?
Minority Report.
Yeah.
I think Minority Report is amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it was a well-regarded and, a highly successful film, but if you're just looking at a list of Steven Spielberg movies, that's probably not one that really jumps out at you. But I think it came out in 2002. 2002, Minority Report and Catch Me If You Can. Both of which I think were probably on a lot of top 10 lists.
Just bangers right there, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the ones that jumped out to me that I don't want to say I forgot, but, I think, again, let's talk about are Munich. Really
Love
good movie.
Munich.
Very intense movie, but very, very good. And then I just saw it in the last year or so, but Lincoln as well too. Which, again, kind of going back to the topic of Daniel Day-Lewis and Gangs of New York, just crushes it in every movie that he's in as well too. So.
Yeah, so one that always comes up to me, and I must be the child in the group, is Hook.
Yeah,
that's great.
I forget that that's a Spielberg movie. It's just so campy. Hoffman and Williams are so just incredible in it. So love having that one on the list to go alongside my Zemeckis'.
He does also have an amazing run of movies to kind of start him out as well too. So 75 is Jaws, 77 is Close Encounters of the Third Kind. 79 is 1941, 81 is Raiders of the Lost Ark, 82 is E.T., and then 84 is Temple of Doom as well too, which is that's incredible to think about that.
That 10-year run goes against anything.
Yeah.
When he waits 5 years to put out the best Indiana Jones movie, right? Like, think about that. You come along with a double sequel, and it's better than its predecessors.
It's crazy.
Who can do that?
You're talking about the Crystal Skull, right?
Sure.
That was going to be my question for you two.
Sure.
Please rank the Indiana Jones movies in order from worst to best.
Happy to.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna go. Obviously, Crusade is my favorite.
Okay, so sorry. Worst to best. So,
worst to best.
Yes.
Well, so yeah, Crystal Skull is the biggest.
There's another
dump.
one that he didn't direct, right?
Dial of Destiny,
I
but
didn't
that's
see
not
that.
on his list.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
So it doesn't count.
I think for the sake of conversation, we'll throw it in there.
Okay, then I go Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then I go Dial of Destiny, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade.
Wait, worst to best?
You think
Raiders is the worst?
No, Crystal Skull is the worst.
Out. You're done.
Okay. Hubbard, what do you think?
I mean, it's the original three are in a different tier than the newer ones.
Sure.
So I honestly haven't even seen the most recent one. I saw Crystal Skull. Is there one more? Two more?
No,
There's two.
It's the newest one. Working backwards, it's the newest one. Crystal Skull, Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay.
The original three are like 80, 81, 84, 89, and then
Okay.
it's 2008 and 2024.
The new one, I like the new one. I would recommend watching it.
Yeah,
Again,
I agree.
You have to see, Harrison Ford lumber around as an old man, which is no dig on him, but it is not the most visually appealing.
They also de-age him to
That's
give.
right, in the
Remember
beginning of that as well,
in
too.
the World War II scene.
Yeah, it's good, but definitely would recommend it.
All right. Well, if I'm ranking from worst to best, the original
Yep,
three, I
yep.
would go probably Temple of Doom third, Last Crusade second,
Yep.
Raiders first.
I would agree with that. I think that's directionally right. So,
Hey,
go ahead.
there is no right. There are only opinions, Mitch.
Correct, but opinions can be wrong. So there we go. He's also, as of recording this, he has a new movie coming out called Disclosure Day.
Yes.
And I am so excited for that.
So am I. I'm a big Alien dude.
Yeah.
So I think this is it's really exciting. I haven't seen a lot of recent Spielberg stuff,
Yep.
so I'm not as familiar with how his fastball is looking these days.
Yeah.
But this one sounds good.
But you don't get it if you're on your island tomorrow, right? 'Cause
Correct.
Didn't we
That's
establish
correct.
that
That's
rule?
correct. We
Even
did
though
not.
that was the wrong rule?
Look, hey man, we're stuck on the island. We can't change things at this point. No, I mean I agree. I haven't seen too much of his recent stuff. He just did the Fablemans and the West Side Story remake, which I think both got pretty great reviews.
Mm-hmm.
He did Ready Player One, which I have very strong feelings about, but that's not here nor there. But visually, it was a good movie to watch. So
I haven't seen some of these, but it's not a reach for me to say the last great movie he made was Munich in 2005.
Okay, fair. Teach their own.
Wow, I was expecting more pushback.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, I get the logic. Have you seen Lincoln?
No.
Okay, well then, there we go.
Yeah, I would say
Fine.
I would definitely say Lincoln is probably his last great movie, but admittedly, I haven't seen like The Post, Bridge of Spies, which I heard was awesome, but I haven't seen it.
It's good. Yeah, it's like Tom Hanksing it up as much as you want.
So I mean, I've only missed the last decade, but
Yeah.
the guy's got 5 decades before that for me to watch.
Here's the
so.
thing.
For sure.
They're even if it's not the best movie ever, it is still a Spielberg quality movie, which is going to be good no matter what. So,
Yeah, great pick. Love it.
thanks. Okay, we're jumping over to my second pick. This guy feeds into my love of sci-fi and kind of is in a similar wavelength to Christopher Nolan in my mind. That is Denis Villeneuve. He is a French-Canadian filmmaker. He only has a handful of movies out, really. You would know him, most people would know him from Prisoners, Enemy, Sicario, Arrival, Blade Runner 2049, Dune, and Dune Part 2. Yeah, he is one that of every movie that I've seen of him, just is fantastic. He's great at creating tension. He's great at also world building, especially in the newer Dune movies. Again, in my love of sci-fi, he's fantastic. And I think he also does a really cool job of taking, I don't know if this is controversial, but taking actors who you would not see in those type of roles, akin to like a Coen brothers, and propping them up in ways that are really, really great.
Like Jeremy Renner in Arrival.
That would be a good example. Hugh Jackman in Prisoners as well, too, if you haven't seen that. And Paul Dano's in that, going back to the Tarantino shout-out, and Paul Dano was great in that. But, yeah, I'll pause there. I'm curious how familiar you guys are with Denis Villeneuve and what you think of this pick.
It's tough. Some of his movies I love.
Sure.
I love Sicario. Okay, so one of his movies I love, and that's Sicario. The rest are, good to very good, I
Yeah.
would say.
Okay.
I don't know. Dune, I'm not a Chalamet guy, so
Sure.
Dune's whatever.
Sure.
They're all good. I mean, they're all appointment viewing, I think. He's one of the few directors that, you can get a pretty full theater just by saying directed by
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve. But yeah, Sicario is where it's at for me.
Okay. Justin?
I haven't seen a lot of his stuff.
Okay.
So I have seen recent stuff. I've seen Arrival,
Yep.
Blade Runner, and the first Dune.
Okay.
I haven't even seen the second one yet.
Great.
I'm curious, and I like those. I like those movies,
Yep.
but I think Dune's pretty overhyped in my opinion. Don't be mad at me about
I
that.
didn't say anything.
But I'm curious. Without Dune, does he make your list?
100%. Yeah,
Really?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what anchors it for you with this pick?
The combinations of Prisoners, Sicario, Arrival, and Blade Runner 2049.
So Prisoners and Sicario are must-watches that I need to go home and see.
1000%, yes. I think Prisoners is the one that set him on the map and is very, very underrated overall. It's with Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, Viola Davis, Mark Bello, Terrence Howard, Paul Dano, and Melissa Leo as well. It's a story about a Hugh Jackman, whose child goes missing, and he kind of works to uncover the plot. Jake Gyllenhaal plays a cop who has his own demons he's working out to work alongside that as well too. So
Does he fight an alligator in that movie though?
no. This is not the Roadhouse sequel, but
Perfect.
Jake Gyllenhaal rules in Prisoners.
Yeah, he's great.
Have you seen Incendies?
I have not, but it's been on my list for a while.
Same.
I'm curious about it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
We'll check it out and report back to all of our listeners
Yeah,
if this movie that came out in 2010 is any good.
Yeah, I mean, again, I have no doubt that quality-wise, it's solid. But
Yeah.
Is that one of his English movies?
No, I think that's the last French Canadian movie he made before
Got
he
it.
started making English movies.
Interesting that
Yeah.
you're both amped to see that one.
Yeah. I'd be curious just if I'm going to pick him for. Here's the thing: I'm on the island. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
watch
watch
all
it,
these
yeah.
things.
All
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
All
I'm
of
gonna
them.
learn French based on that. Question for you two: Arrival is a movie that will make me cry every time that I see it. I know the twist. I will still cry. What is that movie for you?
A movie that'll always draw the tear no matter what.
Well, I mean that, or what is a movie that you have a very distinct memory of crying over? All Dogs Go to Heaven doesn't count because we.
That's where my head went.
Yeah, I do have a soft spot anytime there's a dog in peril.
I mean, fair.
I think the last movie that I remember getting a little teary-eyed at was It's a Wonderful Life. But one that makes me cry every time, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I watch movies that will make me cry
Fair.
often in repetition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have one, but I think it's like a tear of so much joy.
Sure.
And it happens every goddamn time we watch this movie, every year, it's White Christmas, 1954, Bing Crosby,
Yeah.
and it gets to the end, and there's this scene where the colonel, the retired colonel that thought the world forgot about him, and he walks into the ballroom, and they all stand and applaud him, and it's just really special moment. I'm
Nice.
going to choke up talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great choice.
I'm glad we're all humans. We have emotions.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, those are my biggest callouts there. Again, I do love Dune and Dune Part 2. I've read, I think, the first 3 Dune books at some point in time, so that's that part of it. It's also a great reconciliation of the original David Lynch Dune movie that came out in 1984, which is wild. So
And he has been tapped to be the new Bond director now.
Correct.
Which
Yeah.
is crazy.
Crazy.
That's going to be great.
A lot of high hopes for that one as well. So, okay, we'll keep powering along onto my third and final pick. This is one that, again, there was a pretty easy addition for me when I was going through this. This is Mr. David Fincher. He has been around for a long time. You will know him from a lot of different things. Most recently, why is my phone freaking out right now? Some of the highlights.
I haven't seen that one.
It's very new. It's happening in real time. Alien 3, 7, The Game, Fight Club, Panic Room, Zodiac, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, The Social Network, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Gone Girl, Mank, The Killer, and it's upcoming, but The Adventures of Cliff Booth, which is the spin-off from the Tarantino movie as well, too. Yeah, I think from front to back, this is a filmography that is stellar. Like, there's nothing bad in here in my mind.
Yeah, agreed.
There's a few little low spots, but overall it's pretty great. So
The
curious.
Social Network is
Curious.
definitely a low spot.
Oh, get the fuck
Get
out
outta
of
Yeah,
here.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming,
Yeah.
but I think that
You're
like,
wrong.
That's a crazy one.
Yeah,
to
you're
have.
wrong.
That's
Well,
low. It's
look,
crazy.
hold on. I love this pick. I agree with you that he's got an incredible library of movies. I don't like the movie. I just don't find it that entertaining. I'm not saying it's not well done. It's not great crafted, but it's like boring. I just don't find a lot of joy in it.
Is it because you are also the same alien race as Mark Zuckerberg and it too close to home?
No.
Okay. Well,
He short-circuited there for a second. Yeah.
saw the light
Had
go
to-
out
had
in
to-
his eyes
had
for
to
a
think
second
that
there.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Think
couldn't
through that
I couldn't
one.
disagree more. I love The Social Network. It's probably my top 3 David Fincher films,
Yeah.
and I am a big David Fincher fan.
Yeah. It's a good one. There's a lot of. It's an interesting career. If you go back early on, he kind of had some ups and downs. I know if you look at the history of Alien 3, I love the Alien franchise, and there's a big story about how he got brought in last minute to direct that, and how he kind of hated the film system and working through that as well too, and it became what it was. But then he went and made 7, and then he made probably what I think is one of my favorites and his most underrated is The Game. You ever seen that?
That's the one I haven't seen on
God,
here.
it's so good. It's with Michael Douglas. Sean Penn is in that. Who else? Basically, Michael Douglas is this.
I know the movie. I haven't seen it though,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
He's this
surprising I haven't
ultra
seen
rich. I don't even know what the fuck he does, but Sean Penn is his brother, and he buys him this like immersive real life game that like plays with his life and whatnot, and it's very very good. I would highly recommend watching it as well. So,
Nice.
Yeah, another one high on there. I recently saw Zodiac for the first time like 2 years ago.
Oh, no.
Like a year ago, and I was like, I should have watched this sooner. This is
I think that's my favorite of his
yeah,
films.
it's so good.
Zodiac's amazing.
It's so good. And then Gone Girl is also one of my favorites in there too. Also a very
pick.
intense movie, but in there.
I was kind of surprised when that came out that it was David Fincher directing
Yeah.
that one. I was not expecting that.
Totally. Yeah, it feels like it's very. He's good at building tension, especially coming
sure.
off of like the girl with the dragon tattoo, but not my immediate thought in the same way. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't love that book or movie, but the switch flip halfway through when you
figure out what it is.
I mean,
Yeah.
it came out in 2014. We can spoil this. When
Sure.
you find out she's alive, it's
crazy.
great.
Yeah,
Like you kind of know it, but
Totally.
then you know it.
and a very underrated Ben Affleck role, I would say as well too.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I think it's a surprising Ben Affleck role in that he's kind of good in it. I think.
Okay,
I'm not a big Ben Affleck fan.
clearly.
Yes,
Yeah.
you made that abundantly clear.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. I was trying to be as gentle as possible to Mr. Affleck.
Here's where the curveball comes in with David Fincher, because you not only get all these movies,
Yeah.
you get 2 episodes of House of Cards, which whatever, I don't care about that, but you also get 7 episodes of Mindhunter, which is one of the best TV shows out there. You also get 2 episodes of Love, Death, and Robots, which is a short sci-fi anthology series on Netflix that's fantastic, and you also get like 45 music videos on top of that too. That's how we got to start.
I forgot about the music videos.
He has, and that's how we got to start before Alien 3. So there's stuff from Rick Springfield, Christopher Cross, The Outfield, Eddie Money, Loverboy, The Hooters, don't know who that is, but you know, why not? Foreigner, Sting, Paula Abdul, Madonna, Aerosmith,
You're saying so much about your music taste right now that
Michael
I'm
Jackson.
pretty
You
stoked
get the
about
Rolling
this.
Stones, you get the Wallflowers, you get Nine Inch Nails, you get Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake. It's like you get a bunch of other non-traditional moves in there to round out your life on this island as well too.
That is cool. I love Mindhunter, but you're right. You don't get it all. You only get would you say 7 episodes of
You get
Mindhunter?
7 episodes of
Okay.
Mindhunter. Yeah, and do not remember offhand if they're all on the same season as well too.
They're not.
Great, totally fine. I'll make it work. Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, for sure. No, this is a great pick. I think honestly, I think all 9 of these we could have swapped places a little bit, and nobody's going to be that unhappy.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about 7, and
Yeah.
7's amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's in the box, guys.
What
What's
is in the box? I think the first David Fincher movie I saw was Fight Club.
Yeah,
which as a college kid in the early 2000s,
Sure.
that was one of my favorite movies for a very long time.
Yeah.
I feel like I've grown out of it a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's still great.
I agree. I feel like you're between certain ages, you're almost required to have that
Yeah.
movie on your favorite list /
Yeah.
a poster of it
Yeah.
on your dorm wall. At some point.
I think I moved into the dorm, and that was that artwork was up on the wall
Yeah,
already.
It's just like
yeah.
someone else took it down, and you put the same one down.
Yeah. Here's your key card and your Fight Club poster. Yeah.
Justin, any additional thoughts on David Fincher for you?
No, I kind of agree with Alex's sentiment that like you could mix a lot of these 9 together
Yeah.
for really quality viewing. He also went through the circle of people that were on my list. Ultimately didn't make it because I didn't even think to go beyond movies.
Yeah.
And look, I think that was a different take on all of these other picks, so I like that. 7 is one of the best movies, I think, with a great twist ending.
Totally.
And I love me a twist ending.
The double feature time.
Yes.
I'm going to do for Steven Spielberg, I'm probably going to do Raiders of the Lost Ark into Minority Report. For Denis Villeneuve, I'm going to do Dunes Part 1 and 2 back to each other because it's a great cohesive story there. And then for David Fincher, I'm going to do The Game into the music video he did with Eddie Money in 1984. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I would do, The Social Network into The Game is what I would do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the Social Network is like, again, you're gonna hate Mark Zuckerberg. Please don't demonetize this after this, but The Game will bring you back around. So,
Okay. It's really hard for me not to pick just Jurassic Park into Jaws, but I'm gonna mix it up a little
Sure.
bit. I'm gonna go with Sicario into The Killer.
interesting.
What do you got, Justin?
Jaws with a palate cleanse of 7.
Love it.
So,
Wow.
So you're not getting in the water because the sharks will be there, and then you're really hoping you run into no one else on this island as well too. So
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Yeah.
the stuff. Any close makes for your list
No,
that you
I was
regretted cutting? Or
honestly, they were all the ones that were on your guys' list, and I think before you had Christopher Nolan, that was the one that I was debating for sure, and it was Denis Villeneuve was the one that was on the line because I think overall tone and feel they're very similar to me in some ways, so it made sense to have one of the two of them on there. But I stand by Denis Villeneuve with the choice, even if Christopher Nolan wasn't picked by you at this point. So.
Well, it sounds like we have some very tough choices coming up to vote someone off, so we will be right back with that. And we're back for our favorite part of the show where we vote someone off the island.
this is your favorite part, you sick bastard.
Yeah. I like to see
cold.
the pain.
That's cold.
I get voted off more often than not, so
That's not true.
Yeah.
I think I'm holding the record right now.
All right. So, do you want me to start? I can start. I'm sorry, Justin, but you're swimming. I'm voting you off, and it's solely because of Steven Spielberg. If Mitch got one pick, I think any other 3 directors would probably not win still.
Do you regret not picking Steven Spielberg?
No. Well, yes, I do. But I do like my picks, but I like
like
hearing
all the
y'all
picks.
talk about it.
I like all the picks.
Yeah. So it was a tough call, but I think Steven Spielberg's tips the scales.
Yeah, fair. This was really again. There's no. I could be on any island and I'd be happy, and it wouldn't really matter. But Alex, I'm sorry, you're getting voted off.
Whoa, I was not expecting that. Okay.
I know.
Uh-oh.
I really don't care for Tarantino. Like, I like him as a director, but there's none of his movies that I'm like, holy shit, I need to rewatch this as much as possible. Soderbergh puts it very high on my list because he was also one that was on the bubble as well.
Okay.
And I do love the Coen brothers, but there's enough in there that I don't love that I'm like, yeah, whatever, this is fine. So the Scorsese-Nolan combination for Justin did it for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like Zemeckis, but I can take him or leave him at this point.
Okay.
So.
Well.
I know it's coming. Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Here's my thought on this. I like all of these directors, and I think we leave it to the fans. So I'm going to vote Mitch off on this one,
Wow.
simply for the depending too heavily on Steven Spielberg.
Wow. That is very funny. But you are right. Like, I do feel like I could go to any of these islands and be pretty happy for a long time with these movies.
We'll have to post it to Instagram and see what the fans think.
Yeah, which kind of brings us to our social media, which is kind of a new thing, thanks to our producer. But we have a couple comments that we'd like to read off, some people interacting with us on Instagram. So at Loam Guru suggests Mel Brooks, which is an awesome pick.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
I love it so much. I'm going to tell you something kind of funny, though. Growing up, loving his movies, not going to lie, I thought he was also Mel Blanc, who was the voice of Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and all the Warner
That's
Brothers.
very
I
funny.
thought that they were the
so
same guy.
talented.
Like,
This is
yeah,
amazing.
many talents. That's such a fun pick.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, that would
Lone
really
Guru.
make the island a little bit more lighthearted. So I kind of... Yeah, that was a good one.
Um,
That's a good one.
At Doziri79 on Instagram said Milos Forman because he directed her favorite movie of all time, Amadeus. That is a bold-ass pick for one movie. And
I don't know anything else that he's
not
done.
even taking into account One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which in our authors episode I talked about being one of my favorite books of all time.
Yeah.
So interesting pick at Doziri79, but it's noted.
I am looking it up now. There are some good ones in here, but there's a...
Pinning it all to Amadeus feels weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you get, Man on the Moon, which I thought was really good.
Oh, yeah,
and
Jim
you get
Carrey.
Cuckoo's Nest, and then you get a lot of whatever else that is in there, too. So...
Alex, you want to weigh in on that? What are you thinking of Doziri's picks?
Yeah, I'm skipping that. Yeah.
Moving on.
Not touching it.
All right, who else we got, Mitch?
Cool. And then from Booters, shout out Ben. Thanks for sending this in. We've got, this is actually, would fit right in the podcast. We've got Christopher Nolan, Spielberg, and Tarantino.
Is that one from each of ours? That's so funny.
One from each of ours. It's incredible. So
Took the best of all worlds.
You didn't tell him ahead of time, right?
He literally, I texted him seconds ago saying, "Congratulations, you made it onto the podcast." But I didn't tell him that part of it. So, Ben,
Very cool.
Great choices. So.
Well, thanks everyone for the participation on that. That's fun.
Yeah, that's so true. We appreciate it. So please, follow us on Instagram at The Desert Island Pod. Check out the show notes on our website at thedesertislandpod.com. Follow, leave a review wherever you listen to your pods, or email us your episode ideas at thedesertislandpod@gmail.com. So thank you all for visiting us on the island, and please send help.